AI companion. I don't know what it meant, so I will deny that. Zoom account is being signed in on other device. I don't know why this is popping up in the middle of my presentation. Let me just make sure that the most important thing is that I'm sharing my screen. Only the host can share in this meeting. I'm no longer the host. Oh boy, this is insane. Okay. I guess the person has signed out. Start broadcasting. Please bear with me. Thank you so much for your patience always. Okay. So this substance, okay, it says here are the major components of body's first line of defense against any invading pathogens. You can see it here, first line of defense against any invading. They directly kill and inhibit the growth of a wide range of microorganisms, including bacteria, including fungi, and viruses. Okay, they are involved in various processes beyond antimicrobial effects. This thing that only the sunlight produces and activates. So God has put this in the body of mammal. So that's why a deer did not take antibiotics till it was born and it left, because the deer took sunlight every day. The lion took sunlight every day and they took it deliberately. So it's not that they wait till they were very deliberate. Our own is that we are just living anyhow because we did not know that God has put in something in our body which is an antibacterial that can only be activated under sunlight. Can you imagine that? Even when I was just reading this again, I was like, what the hell? The whole world should know this. Now, so that when you go out for your morning walk, it's not only cardiovascular exercise again, you're actually collecting proper medicine. So it's actually involved in wound healing, modulating immune system, etc., etc. Also, see it here. It's a family of antibacterial peptides that play a very crucial role in innate immune system of vertebrates, including mammals, fish, reptiles. Now you know everything. They are produced by various cells such as neutrophils, and are known for their ability to kill bacteria, fungi, and viruses. So now you know. If you know, you know. I heard that somewhere. Okay. All right. So we are back to our Zoom. Okay. So for me, that was an exciting news that every time I go outside, on top of getting vitamin D that boosts my immune system, I'm actually a antibiotic manufacturing center. I'm actually a happiness pill manufacturing center. I'm actually a vitamin D production center. Is God not so wonderful? I mean, what do you want again? I think God has done everything. Okay, another thing I want you to know is that no matter how much calcium that you have in your body, the transporter of calcium to where it is supposed to go and do its work is also this vitamin D. Did you know that for your heart, to fire properly, the heartbeats, do you know that calcium has everything to do your heartbeat firing properly? A lot of people don't know that. They just know about the bone. And now you know your bone marrow and all of that thing. So just know that you cannot miss sun. We don't have to go for sun salutation and sun worship. But let us, the same way I've been stressing water as medicine because it is free for the most part. Sun is totally free. It's you that will go outside and collect it. So this makes me very happy. Okay. Um, Second, something. So I've talked about the fact that it will activate your immune system. So moderate sun exposure enhances white blood cells activity, and it eats up those bacteria and any inflammatory issues. It will take care of it. And then we know about the vitamin D as a strong body defense against viruses. As I started to say, during coronavirus, everybody, we all took vitamin D. Mental health. Oh my God. Okay. I know that I've taught this in the past where I've talked about the fact that this serotonin, this one, serotonin level. So serotonin is, there's a drug called SSRI, serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Is this for sadness? So they call it antidepressant. Is from serotonin. Sunlight maxes out your serotonin levels in the body. In fact, I have heard so much about serotonin and other ways to bring it out, but sunlight will bring it. When you have high serotonin, you have a better mood. If you notice, the day you go out for exercise, you're happier that day. There's a medical condition called SAD, that is seasonal affective disorder. Some seasons, maybe some people like, oh, it's rainy season. Are you kidding me? It's rainy season. Dance in the rain. They don't like rainy season. They get sad. In America, winter time, everybody's inside. No, so there's that condition, and the sunlight cures it. For those of you that have sleeping issues, you're not sleeping very well, try sunlight as medicine because it resets your sleeping clock. It resets it. So if you are consistent every single day at 7 a.m., you're outside. Every single day, you're 7 a.m. Try it for 21 days straight. You will sleep better and you go to bed more restful, etc. So that is that. Um, it's good for the skin. Things like psoriasis, even eczema, acne, sunlight, moderate sunlight can help manage that. Circadian rhythm, as I said, early morning sun exposure is actually sets your body's biological clock. I've already said it, I didn't even get here, and improve sleep quality. Okay. Sunlight will help to lower your blood pressure. Oh, all the men in the house hear this by triggering nitric oxide release, okay, in the skin. And you know that nitric oxide, you know, I don't know whether you remember Viagra and our lecture on men's health. So Viagra helps for male sexual health enhancement, and the sunlight actually enhances nitric oxide. So if you notice, if you go out, the day you go out on the sunlight, you may not have been paying attention. A lot of things are happening. Nitric oxide release, serotonin release, vitamin D, which start a whole bunch of other things, etc., etc. So, but we just see it as sun, but nobody looks at, oh my God, look at that medicine. Nobody. Now it's a medicine. What time do I go out and get this medicine? 7 to 10. Even if you go to your office, tell the driver to go, you walk for a few minutes and then just thank God for God. Why are you so good to me? Honestly, it's enough to change your day. I've tried it before. Um, for I also promise I'll list out some medical condition. Your diabetes will improve if you're consistent with sun exposure. Cancer, especially prostate cancer and colon cancer, is actually linked to decrease. So they did a study on everybody that had colon and prostate cancer, also breast cancer, and they found out that all of them had low vitamin D, almost all of them. So now, if you notice, everybody that has cancer, the first thing they tell them, oh, take vitamin D with K3. So why didn't you take it before? Because you didn't know. But guess what? You can get it from sun. We should be so grateful that sun is free and it can do this much. Autoimmune disorder, it of course it regulates your immune system. I also mentioned that sun is actually an antibiotic on its own. It kills bacteria, viruses, and every single thing. So it activates that. It helps you to decrease your hypertension. Remember, the nitric oxide thing improves your mood, improves your sexual health, etc. So, what is the take home? It was just supposed to be a very short lecture. So, I don't know how well I did today, but we'll try. The whole idea is that I'm too excited when I find something free that I can have science to back it up that is contributing, even if it's small like this, to our overall health. It makes me, I'm like, God, thank you. Let me just bring it home. So, what is the take home? Spend time in the sun every morning, no matter what. Even if you're not doing exercise, just let small sun touch you. Go and collect your antibiotics. Go and collect your vitamin D. Go and collect your nitric oxide. Okay? Go and collect your serotonin. Go and improve your sleep. And you know, when you rest well, you live well. There's this presentation I do always. It says, rest or be rested. If you don't rest, eventually you'll be rested either in the hospital or maybe 6 foot under, but you must rest. If not, you break down. Okay. And sun exposure will actually enhance your resting mode. Um, Take outdoor walks during the day. You can actually go out of the day or go under the sun any time of the day, better than nothing. But we are saying that the best hours will be 7 to 10 or after 4. But if you go out during the day, it's still okay. But as a medicine, you get more on those times that I have mentioned. So you can eat food rich in vitamin D as supplements to sun exposure. Oh, okay, whatever. The point is that you need vitamin D, which you can get from your tablet, you can get from eggs, you can get from every other source. But why I prefer the sunlight for vitamin D is that there's no way you will not try to do small exercise. You will walk. There's no way you will not get thirsty. You will drink. So you get nutrition, you get water, you get all these happiness hormones secreted, you get sexual hormones secreted, you get all of these things secreted. I mean, who knew? Maybe you all knew, but I know that a lot of people did not know that this sun that we don't even wait to acknowledge has so much to offer us in terms of sustaining and preventing our health. You see, I'm always getting ahead of my slides. Morning, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., late afternoon, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Best time to go for evening walk and morning walk, okay? And then if you must go out during the day, you can use like protective stuff, hat, sunglasses, sun screens, and whatever. And so, but another thing is that the black people, because of the melanin, that's the skin color, we need more sun exposure self. So if a Yibo person gets the sun, what the amount he gets in 20 minutes, we get it in 40 minutes because of the dark skin and pigmentation that we have. So always try to hydrate well before and after the sun. Recommendation is minimum 15 to 30 minutes of exposure, 5 days, up to 5 days a week. You can do more. It's for us, you can do more. You can do up to an hour. Okay, you know, it's not in overdoing, it's in consistency. So this is probably rounding down. I've talked about ancient practice, the Egyptian and Greek. They practice what they call heliotherapy, which is sun therapy. In Ayurveda medicine, also, they practice. They call it in Ayurvedic medicine. They call it um, sun salutation. I actually know how to do sun salutation because in learning all of this, I had to learn even more than I can use so that I can teach or at least understand. I've actually been to every part of India, from Delhi to Chennai, Chandigarh, every part. because I learned a lot of Ayurveda medicine. Okay. Modern. Okay. So there's something called red light therapy, which we will very soon install in the all of Dr. Physics clinic. So it's mimicking the medicinal aspect of phototherapy. So there's something called phototherapy. So almost all the elite people and you know big spas, they have that red light therapy installed. If you sit there, you will not, the promise that you will never get a wrinkle. It's an anti-aging something. So you will not get a wrinkle. Okay. So today's light therapy is used in hospitals and mental health disorder. Yes. I spoke about the medical doctor that was so depressed and was nearly going. It was the sun therapy that brought him um, back. So, this is my last slide, which is just for special consideration. People with, if you have photosensitivity or you're on certain medication, there are some medications that actually increase sensitivity, then this sun exposure. So, for of course, to every rule, there are exceptions. So, of course, if you have a medical condition where you're not supposed to be under the sun too much, then by all means, you shouldn't go. Okay. Two, urban lifestyle and indoor occupation lead to sun deficiency. Honestly, if you need a roof over your head to do your work, there's a high chance that you're already sun deficient, unless you deliberately go outside to do your work. Okay? So we need to educate not just us, but our children and especially the elderly on importance of moderate sun exposure. Okay, the lecture is not complete until we remind us that no matter how much sun exposure you get, which sun is a free medicine for us, you still have to rest. You just have to. And I will sing it and sound like a broken record. And some people are like, oh, okay, she has started that her rest thing. And next thing she will talk about water, they hang up. It's okay. I'll just keep going. One day you will hear me. So you still have to rest because if you don't rest, you cannot be fully repaired and restored. How do you run the engine non-stop for how long? The only way you can reset the engine and refuel and keep going. If not, it will break down. And when it breaks down, it's very expensive to fix. They don't have spare parts. Follow com is the best com for health, and rest can help you that. Energy as medicine, we are talking about like the sunlight is also under energy, cellular energy, systemic energy, environmental, even spiritual energy. We have to pay attention to our energy. Oxygen as medicine, deep breathing exercise. You just have to do that breathing exercise for me because oxygen at the cellular, remember, oxygen, water, nutrition is the first requirement for the cells to be alive. So, and then we now have exercise as medicine. You have to move. If you don't move, then you're dead. That is it now, because what is the leading cause of death in geriatrics is actually the fact that they don't move. But the other one is that if they fall down, fall is the leading cause, because once they fall, they now cannot move and they die faster with that. So we need to move. And the last one is detox. Always do your detox. Today is Wellness Wednesday. And on Wellness Wednesdays, we're supposed to do fasting, only drinking water from morning till night, drinking water. And in the night, you just eat like cucumber, garden egg, something green, and just sleep. Honestly, you do yourself so much more good. So, in conclusion, sunlight is more than a source of light. We didn't know that. Or maybe you did, so you can surprise me. It's a source of life and healing. And this source of life and healing is not only to the plant, because I grew up, just like I grew up thinking that beans is a protein, not knowing that beans is mostly complex carbohydrate and a little amount of protein, which is a good amount of protein. but it's carbohydrate. All this misconception. I just realized that, sun, the biggest beneficiary of sun, me, maybe not you, but me, I know that is plant. So when I hear sun, is for the plants, photosynthesis. So today we have learned our own human photosynthesis. So we are going to go out and collect it. So you see, I gave example when you put a plant inside the house, it becomes a little bit dull. You put it by the window and sprinkle a little bit water, it becomes happy. That thing happens to us exactly. Can you imagine? Now, like any medicine, it should be used wisely and consistently by integrating. Okay, when you're taking your BP medicine, you don't skip a day. So why is it that when people are taking my own natural medicine that I'm recommending, you now skip days? How do you expect it to work the way your BP medicine is working? That's not fair. So I think we need to swap the drugs. One of our clients, he's a pastor, came, oh my goodness, I was really upset. He flew in from Lagos with his traveling suitcase, and he brought a very beautiful box out. He says, Doctor, these are my medicines. And I'll say, Sir, what of your, like something like multivitamin, calcium, these, the things that will actually make this big box of almost 9 tablets to go away? Oh, I have it somewhere in the suitcase. I said, wow. I said, look at how we worship this prescription as God, and the thing that will even kick it out. I'm sorry, it's not like I'm anti-prescription because I also prescribe orthodox medicine here and there when need be. But we need to put that much energy in taking this our natural medicine. The first natural medicine I'll preach till thy kingdom come is
Like
water
you
as
said,
medicine.
we do it like that. But I want the man. I don't want a situation where maybe say na monkey the walk, baboon the chop.
Abi. Okay. So as medicine, water as medicine, oxygen as medicine, nutrition as medicine. So by integrating safe sun practices into our life, individual can enjoy improved immunity, one, improved mood, two, stronger bones, three, reduce chronic diseases, four. I told you about the antibacterial effect of sun, five, happiness, six, name it, sun has it. And the sun will make you drink water. So now you're also helping you to do your water as medicine. So let us embrace the sun, not fear it. When we see the sun, just the way the plants are happy, it will make us that happy. In moderation, sun is truly a medicine. In moderation, sun truly is medicine. In moderation, sun truly is medicine. So I hope I was able to do uh, justice to the topic. And definitely, I know that I believe in my heart you've gotten something from this lecture. And it's just for us to not be hearers of word, but doers of word. So thank you so much for your time. And that's the end of my class. I'll just take one or two questions and then we'll be lucky to go home early today because the last Sunday, last Wednesday, I kept you for too long and I apologize. Okay, so we are here. So I'll take your questions down. You can unmute yourself.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Okay, please, my question is this. When
Okay.
you do detox,
Mhm.
like like you said, you take water for the day and then maybe take something
Light.
like vegetable or so before you go to bed.
So,
How How early can you eat after that day?
Between 5 and 6.
No, I mean the following day. How early do you eat proper?
Okay, so what we teach in Dr. Physic Clinic is that you should just have your own consistent eating schedule. So if you're a breakfast person, around 7 or 8, you should be done eating. You understand? Before 7 to 9, you should be done eating. Uh,
After the detox?
yes, now, if you're a breakfast person, okay, I'm coming. I'm getting somewhere. If you're doing like most of us are doing, 11 to 5, then you go back to your 11 to 5. So this is how it works. On Tuesday, you live your life normally.
Yeah.
When you wake up Wednesday morning, whether it's 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., you just start drinking water from that time all through the day until about 6 p.m. At that
Okay.
6, so what I personally do, 6 a.m., I'll take hot water for breakfast. I'll be drinking room temperature. 12 noon, I'll take hot water again for lunch. I'll be bringing room temperature. Around 5, 6 p.m., I'll drink hot water again for dinner. Once I drink that hot water, for some reason, it quenches even the hunger. So when you now go and eat small salad or whatever you want to eat, you're not farming. So that is how it is done. Then when you go and sleep, the next day when you wake up, you go back to your normal eating schedule. So
Okay.
what is your
Okay.
normal eating schedule? If you're a 7 a.m. or
Okay.
11 a.m. breakfast person, then you continue.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, dear.
Good evening,
Thank.
doctor.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please, my question is on herbs, moringa leaves.
Okay.
If I take the leaves as tea, can I
Mhm.
still be eating the seed from the moringa tree? Is it
Yes.
advisable? And what
Yes.
quantity per day?
Well, I don't advise more than for the whole day. I don't advise more than a tablespoon of, if it's dry powder, if you're
Okay,
going to be consistent. And then for the
okay.
seed, maximum 3 to 5 at most per day. Also depends on what you're treating. So actually,
Prevention,
eh?
take, just taking it as prevention.
Okay, for prevention, about a full tablespoon a day as a tea is okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can do the seed every other day. It's
All right. Thank
yes,
you
ma'am.
so much, doctor, for all you do. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you. Somebody's
Thank you.
asking, thank you, dear. Someone said, good evening, doctor. Please, when is the next 90 days weight loss starting? Okay. Okay, thank you for the reminder. That conversation came up today before now. So I don't know whether you're in the spirit or what. So we will make that announcement by God's grace before by Monday to get started because we run a weight loss program and it's every Monday at 8 p.m. And the last session that we ran was it January to March or whatever the period was? It was a 90-day program. And we had people just from this talk here losing 16 kg, 5 kg, 7 kg. I think our highest loser for the last period was 19 kg, 7, 11 kg, and stuff. So someone is asking when we are starting another free session on weight loss. By God's grace, I'll put it together by God's grace by Monday. We will make an announcement. Please listen out. Thank you, doctor. To this seminar, all I knew about sun was vitamin D and nothing else. Thanks so much for this enlightenment. I'm happy to share it because, good evening. Please explain this thing about sunlight and albinism. Oh, because they have a skin disorder that is anti-sun in nature. Um, and when they're under the sun, it actually activates something that speeds up the rate of skin cancer and skin disorder. So that's the most I can tell you on this platform. My best friend in the world before now is albino. Thank God she's now in the UK. So and I watch her suffer because of when she goes under the sun and stuff like that. So um so that's just it. Someone is saying, please add me to the platform. Okay, we will add you, but if you know, please, I need a big favor from everyone. Please, we are trying to grow our community. So please, anytime you get, share it in a group that you belong. I'm just asking. A lot more people can benefit knowing that this son truly can help them. And they will never know unless you tell them. So you can also, when we share the video, the recording, please share it to everybody because I want the word out there that son contributes. And then on the bottom of this invitation, it says click here to add yourself. So, but I'll send you the link also. Um, did I miss any other question? Please, any other question, comment? Has sunlight
Yes,
ever
doctor. Good evening,
changed?
doctor.
Good evening, sir. So
Yes, please. I have
while you ask your question, I want people to think about this. Has anybody deliberately used sunlight as a therapy and the sunlight has helped you out before? If you have like a practical experience where you notice because you may not have, I would love for you to share. Sir, please go ahead.
okay, doctor. Apologies. I came in a bit late, so I wouldn't know whether you've taken the question I want to ask. But my question is, to what extent can we absorb sunlight? When we're dressed up, the sunlight, the benefit of sunlight within the hours we specified. As against, because I'm just thinking if we're dressed up, putting on our trousers, shirts, and the rest of them, we're outside the sun. Are we able to absorb the full benefit of sunlight vis-a-vis otherwise, or what would you recommend as a
Okay,
type
sir.
of dress to enable you, derive the full benefit of this? Thank you.
Oh, okay, sir. So when all the studies that were done on sunlight, the description on the studies shows that they wore breathable clothes like cotton. So, and then the arms and neck were exposed. So I think the dose, really, because it's dosed, and I don't want to go that far, it's actually based on exposing of forearm. So if a little bit of your arm is even exposed and your shirt is like a cotton breathable, you get maximum. But if you're covered from head to toe and every single thing, you're going to reduce that dose that is required by up to between 30 and 70%, depending on if you're over covered. I don't know if I explained. So I asked, just like I went to look at what time. The time is 7 to 10. Hang on. Uh-oh.
See the Bini Akpu buy. 200 naira for am. Now I won't go buy na Auchi Akpu. When I see say for this
I love those people that are always talking in the background. It means they are multitasking. So we are happy to have you. Please, even if you pick one word, you can make it in this life. Okay, sir. So the answer is that a t-shirt with four arms exposed and necks exposed is the only space needed to absorb that much medicine between the hours if you do up to about 30 to 45 minutes.
Hello, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, do you treat fatigue?
Fatigue?
Yes.
Yes, sir. That is the number one thing that we treat is fatigue.
Okay. My brother is asking, that's why I said, let me get it right, ma.
Yes,
Okay.
we treat fatigue, and I will tell you something about fatigue because everybody experiences fatigue here and there, and our last lecture was on tiredness, which is fatigue, and we realized that when someone has fatigue, it's usually at the cellular level. And when you go to hospital, you might be doing scan testing and this and that. It may not show properly because until you're all screwed up at the cellular level, then before it will show at the tissue and organ level. So fatigue is best treated at cellular level. So what we do is increase oxygen to the cells, increase water to the cell, and increase nutrition to the cell, but done all medically, not just you sit down and breathe. We'll give you the oxygen by drip. We'll give you the nutrition A to Z, alpha lipo acid, CoQ10, and everything, and then etc. So yes, the answer is that we do treat fatigue very, very well in our clinic. And besides, we might even, do some questioning, if need be, a test to find out why the fatigue. So yes, we do treat fatigue very well.
Good evening, doctor.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for the delivery. Very
Thank you.
good one. Yeah,
Thank you.
for the last lecture, we didn't see the is it the video now, the presentation, the last lecture on tiredness. If you could share it, that would be fine. Yeah.
Glory, I know that you're on this line. Please help me share both this lecture. We'll share the two of them together. But I also want to beg everybody to also help me to share it. I don't know how we can build our community very fast, because if we have one day, I know we will have up to 500 people listening. So that's good. Okay, sir, I'll share it. That's a promise. I will work on that. And then in the beginning of the lecture, I asked, sir, I also asked that you should re-forward your message to me, and I'll address it immediately after the lecture. So my question is, has anybody had any experience with sunlight as medicine?
Yes, I have.
Please, do you mind sharing?
This happened about a month ago.
Okay.
I'd just been treated for malaria and maybe food poisoning and all that. And I was recovering and I was getting better, but I was still not that strong.
Yes.
But I had to still go out to do some shopping. And I struggled with that, but I felt at the end of the day, I just thought God must have just pushed me out to Oshodi to buy fabrics. And I struggled to go there, but it was important that I do. And so I kept it quiet from my daughter to let her know I was up to Oshodi. Anyway, getting to Oshodi, I had to, this was the experience. I had to, which is I was trying to pay my, to transfer money to clear my bills, and the network was misbehaving. And then suddenly, this was around about 9:30, maybe to 10. There was just a heat of hot sun that just came. But I had to still wait there for a few minutes to make sure that the bills go through the network or
Yes.
But I was not conscious of it until I finished and and I left almost immediately. And the minute I moved, I felt so healed. From that day, I was revitalized. I got
Can
into
you
the car and
imagine?
I was sharing with my driver that this sun that came that was so hot, I suddenly, and that was it. And eventually, 2 days later, I did have boldness to tell my daughter that, I had this experience. And she now shared what she had read about someone in Australia that had relocated to Australia and was falling ill. And all they could advise her was to look anytime there's sun, she should try and get out. So thank you. I'm a witness. So I was so
That
happy
was
God put me close to that day. And that was it. I was revitalized. It was just a miracle. And I really thank God. Thank you.
oh
God bless Dr. Susan for all you do. God bless you.
oh God bless you too. I'm so happy to at least have a supporter to actually show. Honestly, oh God, I wish what Son can is doing for us. It can be packaged as a tablet. It will not be too expensive. We sell 20 tablet, 20,000 naira per tablet. It will not be, because it's too much. Are you kidding me? If there's a little bit of bacteria, something making your immune system out of work, it fix it. It kills bacteria. It raises your immune system. It secretes happiness hormones. It, it increases the healing effect. It brings vitamin D so that your heart can fire better. It regulates your sleep. I don't know what it's not doing again, but we never saw it as that. We just saw it as a sun. So please, a small favor, when you go out together tomorrow, you see the sun, you said, thank you, sun, for being a free medicine. And thank God for the freedom to be able to go outside and enjoy the sun. So on that note, please, I don't know if there's any further question, and then we can stop it. We can stop it there.
Thank you and good night.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, ma, we can hear you.
Okay. So I was saying that if that is all for today. We can stop it. I forgot someone asked a question about the children. Yes, that is why if you go to hospital, I was just reading the platform in case I missed anything out. The babies, this jaundice is a common condition that occurs in newborn babies when there's too much bilirubin in the blood, and it goes to the skin and the eye and all of that. And the cure for it is exposing the baby to the sunlight. So sunlight has been a medicine not only for us older, also for the babies, also for the bone. And I'm so happy to have you this night. And as I always pray for you, that as you go to bed and listen to this lecture, that even if you put a little bit of effort, God will magnify that effort, and you will have a sickness free body, and you will live long, and you will be happy. And by God's grace, we will see next Wednesday unfailingly for a more exciting topic.